Good morning, everyone. In the series of benefits of Shunya practices that I'm bringing along today, I want to share the fourth very important benefit that we get with the practice of Shunya. And this very important practice is mental clarity. Many a times we think Shunya means a state of no mind, means there is no mind. And a lot of people think that we are trying to teach a state where there is no mind, but there cannot be a state where there is no mind. Mind is always going to be there because mind gives you the awareness. Mind is a sense organ like any other organs that gives you the ideas of thoughts, concepts, beliefs, and everything. But it is this mind that also gets corrupted and starts malfunctioning, changes things, changing our perception, changes our thoughts. So, Dr. Lim gives a very good example of a glass of water. When you move it around very fast, it becomes turbid because of all the bubbles that are created in the water. And these turbid waters don't help us see things clearly, what's inside it. And the nature of the water is not to be turbid, but basically it is very, very clear. So, what happens is when you practice shunya, you're exactly doing what you would do with the water that is moving fast. Just allow it to settle for some time. And when it settles, you'll see the real nature of the water. And if it's pure water, you'll see it is transparent, translucent. It allows things to go through it. And that's exactly what our nature of mind is. With the practice of shunya, you achieve that mental clarity. Your mind is in a no corrupted state. It's in a no polluted state. It's in a state that allows things to pass through as they are. So when you see something, you will see as it is 100% without any adulteration. And that is very important because mental clarity is said to be the base of every decision you take in life. Because if your decisions are wrong in life, something, it has to do with your mental clarity. And your clarity is important because the mind's basic nature is to help you achieve what you want to. As we say in DXN and Shunya, we want to expect peace and prosperity for ourselves and for others. And for that, our mental clarity is very important. When we see that when we promote DXN or we promote Shunya, we are promoting the belief, the system of passing on a very good practice, a very good range of products with others. So I believe this is a very, very important skill that is developed automatically. You don't have to do anything. See, many a times again, I want to go back to the motivational speakers and all the gurus and babas who talk about clear your mind, be in a state of mental clarity. It's not something that you can do it. That's how can your glass of water that Dr. Lim gives an example of, if it's already moving in one direction, and what do you think you will try to move it in the other direction? Is it going to become clear? No, it actually gets more turbid, the transparency lost much more. So every effort that you're putting into getting these skill sets that you acquire from Shunya are basically all those skill sets are effortless. If you're putting in effort and you're trying to develop these skill sets, they will not help. So in Shunya, when we practice, when we do our reverse counting, when we observe our breath, when we sit with patience and endurance, we are putting our attention, concentrating and focusing on the simple act that is happening inside us. We just become an observer. This ability to observe things patiently, with focus, concentration, attention, endurance, helps us automatically to develop the mental clarity. And it becomes a byproduct of our practice of shunya. This is amazing because suddenly you realize all these benefits that we are getting, which people tend to achieve through effort, By only practicing shunya, you're achieving it effortlessly, and it becomes the basis of transformation of your whole life. And I believe that mental clarity is very important because it helps you see things very clearly. You can see that everything is not separated, everything is interconnected. We are all one and the same. We are in different regions, different people, but technically we are all human beings. We realize the suffering of others is the suffering of ours. We realize that somebody poor around us is a sign of poverty for us too. So we realize that everything is one. We are one. Peace and prosperity is the only way out. This clarity is very, very important. And so I believe if we keep on practicing shunya, this is one skill you will see develop automatically. Neither me nor Dr. Lim or anybody claims that these are the things that you will and shall acquire. But I am telling you one thing, you will realize it slowly, slowly. They develop on its own. And like these bubbles that just vanish because of all the turbulence that has now settled down, every day resetting your mind with Shunya will see that your mind becomes transparent, very, very clear. And that clarity is what we call the no mind state, or actually the no mind state. We call it no thingness, not nothingness. People assume shunya means nothingness, nihilism. No, no, it's not that. It's no thingness. Now that means the water is there without any kind of turbidity, without any kind of bubbles. It's plain 100% pure, settled, normal, neutral water. And when you see that, you realize that is exactly how the mind can be. So keep practicing Shunya and do share your benefits with me, and to see if these are the skills that you are developing because of the practice of Shunya. So good morning. I see a lot of people again join in my morning talk series, and I'm doing these short talks. So if anything you have to ask me, you can go ahead and ask me, and I'll be more than glad to answer you in this morning session. Yes. So very, very important attribute of life. You see, a lot of people are acting weird. We call them mentally sick, because they have lost clarity of mind. Discrimination is the first sign, symptom, you can say, that will tell you that the mind is already very, very corrupt. It's already corrupted. It's affected. So when somebody starts discriminating things around him, from him, finds himself to be superior than the others, even inferior than the others, is discrimination. And this discrimination is the source of the major problems that we are facing in the world today. And that cannot be just solved by shaking hands, hugging each other, because physically, socially, you might do that. But I believe it should happen mentally. And you cannot force it. You cannot force two people to come together and show that they are have brotherhood and they love each other. You cannot create a kind of feeling to love each other. Love cannot be forced onto somebody, cannot be taught onto something. Love is a natural phenomena. And this, when it happens, you'll see with the practice of Shunya, compassion is automatically born out of this practice. And it's amazing. You'll start seeing things differently. No more hate, no more jealousy, no more anger. These are all things just come up. Why? Because all these small bubbles of thoughts that disturb you just vanish when you practice Shunya. So keep practicing Shunya. If there is anything else you would like to ask me, please do ask in this morning session so that I may continue, or I'll have to just say goodbye and have a great day. So I'll wait for 2 minutes and read some comments and see if anybody has any questions. Yes, we have Carlos Manuel saying, thank you for these sessions, doctor. They are really useful. Yes, they are the need of the hour. It's so important with the COVID 19, hanging around us, and so much has happened in the last year. So this year, not even last year, this year, so much has happened. And if you don't have mental clarity, you will live in fear and anxiety and create an unwanted kind of suffering in your lives. So the best thing is to understand things. It is said that ignorance is the root cause of all suffering. But a mind that is clear cannot be ignorant. For sure, it cannot be. Because there are no guesses in a clear mind. A clear mind is very sure of what it does. It's only the mind that is full of turbidity, impurity, is what doubts, hesitates, and these are the minds that they are confused. You look at things, in life you should be able to make choices as clearly as it is, and it should be very very, because clarity also is confidence. Clarity is affirmation of what you're doing is right. Clarity doesn't create any fear. When you look at the snake, you know it is a snake. The distance varies, what he's doing. You don't disturb it. You don't fear. You maintain a distance and just walk away. But a person whose mind is not clear will not know. He'll just see a snake and start running here and there. What about if the mind is clear and you see a rope in the dark and you see it very clearly? You start seeing it looks like a snake, but it's not moving around. It's lying safe, in dust like that. You try to use your intellect and you try to analyze things and you say, huh, it seems to be rope for sure, not a snake. No need to worry. But somebody with a lot of confusion and chaos in his mind is going to guess, doubt the possibility of that rope being snake and just going to react. So I believe this mental clarity, this particular skill that you will develop over a period of time will surely help you live in the utmost peace and happiness that you always desired, not only for yourself, for people around you, because it is said that the place where there is mental clarity, people seek to seek the help of that person. It's like there is a wall, a big wall that blocks the view of things on the other side. Suddenly there is a small hole and a guy is peeping through that hole. That point of the hole is through which you can see things clearly. You can imagine what will happen. Everybody would want to peep through that hole. And that's exactly what happens with a person's whose mind is clear, transparent, able to analyze things very very effectively without any emotional baggage or mental hiccups. Is the one who is going to be sought after by people for opinions, for help, because he can see things clearly that others cannot. So that's what is going to happen to all you shunyatis who are practicing shunya. Trust me, over a period of time, your responsibility is to help the society, to help those people who cannot see, understand, realize things. You are the ones who are going to take up the charge. You are going to be among them. You're going to be in the society. You're going to interact with them and help them understand this amazing phenomena called life and to live it to the fullest. And when I say fullest, I mean it fullest, fullest, not like a fullest, foolest. They are two different words. They sound similar but have a different meaning. Many of them right now live their life like the fullest. But I'm telling you, with Shunya practice, you will see that you will be able to live life to the fullest. And this fullest, this fulfillment, is what is going to bring peace and prosperity to everyone. So keep practicing Shunya and let me know of all the skill sets that you acquire. And since there are no more questions coming up, I may take a leave for now and see you very soon tomorrow again with another skill set. Also to remind you that if you have any questions regarding that Shunya, this particular thing, you can still drop in a message here. For those people who are not live right now, okay, and listening to me later on, I will try to answer that also. So have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.